Shadows in the Deep Detective. Alex Carter had spent years in the narcotics division, but nothing prepared them for the job of a lifetime: infiltrating the Steel Vipers, a notorious smuggling ring operating out of the Pacific Northwest. Known for trafficking everything from illicit drugs to stolen antiquities, the Vipers were more than criminals. They were an empire of fear and loyalty. Alex's assignment was simple on paper: pose as a disgraced ex-cop looking for work, gain their trust, and gather evidence to dismantle the organization. But the reality was far more complex. Armed with a fabricated past and a new identity, Alex became Jake Simmons, a former police officer dishonorably discharged for corruption. After weeks of shadowing minor players and earning their trust, Alex caught the attention of Marcus "Steel" Vance, the Vipers' ruthless leader. Marcus tested every inch of Alex's cover story, throwing curveballs to expose a liar. He asked about specific police protocols, requested access to fake criminal records, and even had Alex followed for days. But Alex passed, convincing Marcus of their desperation and loyalty. Their first job was simple: oversee the unloading of contraband at a desolate harbor under cover of night. It went smoothly, but Alex noticed something unusual. Among the crates of drugs were artifacts, ancient statues, paintings, and scrolls. The Vipers were running an art smuggling operation under the nose of the FBI, and no one seemed to notice. Weeks turned into months. Alex's role in the organization deepened as they became Marcus's go-to fixer. Every new task pushed the limits of their moral compass. Alex sabotaged rival operations, bribed port officials, and even framed innocents to protect the Vipers' interests. One night, Alex stumbled upon a conversation between Marcus and a shadowy figure known only as the Broker. The artifacts being smuggled weren't just stolen. They were being trafficked to fund something much darker. Cryptic references to the Phoenix Initiative suggested an underground movement with global ramifications. Alex's handlers at the department grew increasingly concerned. The information Alex was feeding them was explosive, but they worried their operative was losing sight of the mission. Alex, however, had their own concerns. They'd formed bonds, real or feigned, with members of the crew. Marcus, a man they were supposed to despise, revealed moments of surprising vulnerability. He wasn't a mere criminal. He was a man with a cause, even if it was steeped in blood and betrayal. The tipping point came during a heist gone wrong. The Vipers were attempting to acquire a priceless artifact from a private collection when the FBI, acting on a tip, raided the estate. In the chaos, Alex was forced to shoot an agent to maintain their cover. It was a non-lethal shot, but the emotional toll was devastating. The line between duty and survival blurred. The next day, Marcus confronted Alex. "Jake," he said, his voice heavy with suspicion, "you're good. Too good. You've got the instincts of someone who's been on the other side." Alex's heart raced, but they played it cool, reminding Marcus of their tarnished cop history. Still, Marcus wasn't convinced. That night, Alex's safe house was torched, their cover blown. With nowhere to turn, Alex faced a choice: run and risk the Vipers' wrath, or stay and dismantle the operation from within, even without backup. Alex chose to stay. They played on Marcus's paranoia, planting seeds of doubt about other members of the crew. Infighting erupted, and soon the Vipers were tearing themselves apart. As the organization crumbled, Alex discovered the full scope of the Phoenix Initiative, a plot to destabilize governments using stolen artifacts as tools for propaganda and influence. But Marcus was always one step ahead. He discovered Alex's duplicity and orchestrated a final showdown on a remote cliffside warehouse. The confrontation was brutal. Alex, battered but resolute, managed to overpower Marcus, only to realize that the FBI's extraction team was late. Marcus, wounded but defiant, whispered with a blood-streaked grin, "You'll never stop it. I'm just a cog in the wheel. The Phoenix will rise." The FBI finally arrived, dismantling the remnants of the Vipers. The artifacts were seized, but many had already vanished into the black market. Marcus was imprisoned, but his cryptic words haunted Alex. Back at the precinct, Alex received a commendation for bravery, but was a shadow of their former self. The lines between right and wrong, ally and enemy, had been permanently blurred. Infiltrating the Vipers hadn't just been a mission. It had changed Alex forever. The Phoenix Initiative remained a ghost in the shadows, and Alex knew their fight wasn't over.